Hey everyone, my name is Sam. I run an AI automation consulting business called Profit Plug AI. We did over $400,000 last year. The goal is to hit over $1 million by the end of this year. The reason I make these videos is because I feel like internet is filled with a lot of people who are just trying to teach you new AI tools, whereas all people want is to just make some money with AI. And I feel like I just want to share what is working for me in hopes that you can take something out of it and you can also use these strategies to make money for yourself. That's the reason why I show up here daily and answer your questions and talk about what I'm doing. So the way these videos usually go is I start off with some YouTube comment Q&A. If you have any questions, just post them down. The second thing that I do is I talk about the things that I am doing on a daily basis. And the last thing is I with you. So let's start off with some Q&A. Where was I? Hmm. Animal's reaction says, "Thank you, brother. Can I contact you somewhere if you have time?" Well, I have all the time in the world for you, my friend. Just write stuff down in the comments. Also, yeah, I did plan to create a community. I haven't done that yet because I don't know what will be in it. If you give me ideas on what I should have in the community, I am going to create it tonight. But I don't know. That's why I just don't want to create something that's ass. Right. Secondly, I also wanted feedback on my videos, so I asked you guys for that. Ankur says, I like these no BS videos. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks, man. Thanks a lot. This is my friend who's given me feedback. He says, please add timestamps. Did that. Please add Q&A in the title. If you're doing Q&A, I also did that. Chakrish, my friend, my dear friend, he says, my only feedback is don't become one of those creators who starts every video with three secrets gurus don't want you to know. Stay like this. Appreciate it, man. Uh, Genie or Lamb says, I think you should share more about your professional background and journey from zero to today, since it is an interesting one so far. This will give your subs a chance to know you better. Right. I feel like there is a lot that I can cover potentially, and I do not want to make this all about myself, but if I have to summarize, it would be I grew up in a middle class house. I was doing a job. I never had any entrepreneurial spirit in me, nothing like that. I wanted to get out of India so that I did have some side hustles here and there. I was selling digital products. I got into product management, so like apps. I sold websites. I started a website agency, scaled that. Then I got into automations and started doing that. It worked pretty well for me. Not Spandy says, bro, the quality is great. This quality is great. By the way, I'm not at my setup right now. I've been traveling a bit, so bro, the quality is great. No compromise in clarity, but I still can't process the reason behind so less views. Meanwhile, a normal AI craft video gets ridiculous amount of views. Also, please tell us more about your journey. Well, my friend, thank you. I really appreciate you saying this. Secondly, I'm not looking for tons of views. I just want high quality people to be watching this. I really just don't want random people to come on. I don't want to be entertaining here. And I also do not like the hype that other creators create around, hey, look at this tool. This changes everything. This N10 workflow is going to do everything. This Claude workflow can be sold for $5,000. You sell this tomorrow and become a millionaire. I just don't like that. And I felt like there had been too much of that in the market. Everybody's saying something different. So I was like, well, I might as well add to the pile, but not bullshit people. Because I think people are just doing too much of that. As far as my journey is concerned, well, I just explained that before, but let me get into the details of this. I was not a bright kid. I did clear competitive exams, but that was because I just did not want to feel the shame of failing. And that's one thing that I realized about myself early on. This man right here, zero motivation, zero. I really do not operate on any motivation. I have no motivation whatsoever to make any money or do anything at all. If you give me a mobile phone, I am watching reels 12 hours a day. So I am kind of like that, and I realized that early on about myself. So I decided the only way for me to actually accomplish something, I figured that I could do something meaningful if I wanted to, but I never really had the motivation to do stuff like that. I started implementing stuff which brings shame to me. So after doing that, I mean, I was doing certain side hustles along with my job. I realized that, hey, this is not high leverage enough for me. So I started my businesses. When my businesses scaled to a point which was giving me way more money than my job, I quit my job and I started doing my thing full time, like running this business. So, yeah, that's what it is. I also got out of India, set up a company in Dubai. I currently mostly live in Thailand. So, that's all about me. I'm surprised you guys want to know about me. All right, question. Love this. Raman Toos, is vibe coding apps and uploading them to App Store, putting up ads on YouTube, an effective strategy to have a small side hustle? My friend, I wish it was that simple. What I would say is, if you're somebody who loves building apps, do that and do that well. There is this great thing with YC where they talk about um, YC first 10 customers, how to get your first 10 customers. This, I recommend reading this. So basically, what YC says, YC, for those of you who don't know, is a startup incubator. They give you money to raise for your product or whatever whatever it is that you're building. Really put in a lot of effort on finding 10 customers and making them super happy. Once you do that, what you want is, you want to put your stuff out on Product Hunt, you want to put it on Twitter, on Reddit, like just start pushing it in subreddits, Twitter, and just try to figure out what are the problems that people actually have that your product solves. And once you have done that, to sell an app, for example, you are going to put it on the App Store, but what you also want to do is set up a site. Once you do that, you want to push your site, you got to do App Store SEO, you got to do website SEO, you also need to create a lot of demos. All I'm trying to say is, if you really want to make money out of it, it's not going to be a small side hustle. It's going to take a lot of time if you actually want to make money out of it. And it does take a lot more effort than what it looks like, because you have to realize that creating an app is easy today. Anybody can create an app. What you what you really want to do is solve problems. This is the problem that I have with the space right now in general. Everybody's like, hey man, just why put it this app? I just built this SaaS product. Well, you really need to figure out whether it solves a strong enough problem for people, whether it solves problems which are painful enough. And if yes, the way businesses were run traditionally versus the way they are getting run now remains the same. You running ads, if you have the money for it, sure, do that. But if you have never run ads before, please do not do that, because ads cost money. So I really don't recommend that. I highly recommend, if you have an app already built, just go all organic. Once you feel like you've sent it to all your friends, most of them like it because you made a very good app. You also posted about it online, you went out on Product Hunt, you had a good launch. Once you think you've saturated all the things you could do organically, only then do I recommend going for ads as a side hustle. because doing an ad, monitoring an ad, looking at whatever an ad does is very time consuming. Ads do take up a lot of headspace. So by no means a side hustle, at least for me. I mean, if you can do that, man, more power to you. Please, by all means, don't let me stop you. But yeah, I think don't do ads. If you are doing ads, you should start with Google first and also native App Store ads. Start with that. So look for keywords that rank for your specific type of app on the App Store and try to get ads on that rather than get ads on YouTube as your first thing. All right. Animal says, I missed this. What did you miss? My friend, you missed the live stream. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. For everybody here who does not know, I live stream. So if I have to work, I just press a button, listen to a bunch of music, and start working. And I start yapping, and it's a lot of fun because it's late at night and I'm very unhinged. So if that is something that interests you, please check it out. So I've been trying to plan out what are the things that I need to do to basically maximize my content output online because I want to use social media as a new channel for my business for marketing. To do that, I want to maximize and be very intentional with what I'm doing. I am not getting into business strategy too deeply because I'm traveling, and apologies for this setup, but I will improve this. I'm gonna ask Loom to edit this video, so whatever you see is at Loom's mercy. Peace.